Basheer Muhammad, better known as Summers Pop Key, and the most for the captain. Start out tonight as usual with a prayer. I know definitely need to be a prayer. In the most holy name of Almighty God, Allah, who came to us in the person of Master Farad Muhammad, the great Mahdi, who was to come and has come to restore we who were lost from our own kingdom of Islam and to destroy those that have destroyed us. Now, our God, O Allah, we are thy people. Deliver us from the murderers we serve and obey all the days of our life. And we teach our children to submit to thee, to that unequal love and mercy for thou. And thanks to you, O Allah, for making manifest to us our enemy, the devil. And help us, O Allah, to live the life and die the death of a Muslim. I bear when there's no God but Allah. I bear with the most honorable Muhammad is last and greatest apostle. I pray, Allah, that you remove the heart of the devil from the black nation and replace it with one like their own. I pray, Allah, that you kill this evil, sinful, wicked, and accursed devil that's been placed amongst us and on our planet. Use all that you have at your disposal in nature. Take him off our planet. Take him out of our hearts and our minds. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Assalamu alaikum, black people in America. Good to be before you on another Monday night. Because you never know when your number is called. Especially in the world that we're living in today. It's full of chaos, black people. All around us. You don't see too much, don't see a whole lot of happiness anymore. You see it mostly in the children. That's because they don't really know any better what they're experiencing. But the human family is dissatisfied. And dissatisfaction brings about a change. 9/10 of the planet Earth is dissatisfied today. So there'll be a complete change on our planet. Beloved. The most important aspect that we can deal with today in our time is oneself and one's family, black people. And I'm going to dive right on into it tonight because we do have a special guest with us tonight, Kalimah Muhammad, beautiful daughter. And we always, we just chop it up. We just talk about any and everything on a real basis. And you know, Kalimah, she's a straight soldier. And, you know, about a month or so ago, I had someone to do something to my grandchildren in another state. But you know, I'm gonna go ride. I'm gonna check on this. You know, Kalimah, she all out the damn country. And she gonna call me because she know Pop gonna move. She said, Pop, I've been feeling some type of way. She said, let me ride with you. I said, no, that's all right, I got it. But she understands she got that soldier in her. All my children got that soldier in her. Especially when it comes to that bloodline. And you have to be very protective of your family as black people. today in all matters. Say it again. In all matters. You have to learn how to support one another. Learn how to get along and coordinate, work together in group operations. You can. Those that you can. Because the time we're living in, there's a complete change coming. And I've been telling y'all all along, quit looking for peace. In particular on the outside, you can find it in yourself. That's the battle. War has been declared on our planet. By who? Whatever name you want to put on it, whatever name you want to call your God, is nothing but that one. Think about it. We call it Allah. You might call it by another name, but it's still that one. And the Mahdi encompasses all of them, is here to go to war and to destroy this evil, sinful, wicked, and accursed devil that's amongst us. And it's a great time of separation that's coming about. But we have to do some things, black people, ourselves. First of all, we got to throw out keeping hope alive. We got to quit calling on God so doggone much and do something ourselves. We are the gods of the land. The supreme being, the Mahdi, is the head. He has the power to bring in a new world. He has more power and force than the one that created the heavens and the earth. We came about in creation where there was nothing. Black man in America, you have nothing that you can call your own. He's working day and night to destroy our families. But as a whole, we have nothing. You think you have something when you get a hold of a couple of dollars. Then you can buy some things and you can sit before the people with something shiny. But you ultimately you don't have anything. You have no power. Push the wrong button, move the wrong way. Then you find out you don't have no power. You sitting on a generator. You're not emanating or generating that power from the universe. You're not tapping into that one mind in the universe. You have no power, black man. Do you? Raise your hand. Raise your hand. Huh? Where to decide to obtain power and control over what belongs to you, brothers and sisters. And there's keys and steps, because we got the mathematics. We got the knowledge. Now, it's just up to executing it. We want our planet back. For those that's wise enough to know, we don't want to integrate. Integration is suicide. Look at what it has gotten us. And you know, I looked at the podcast 19 Keys and Red Pill did this weekend Saturday. And I thought it was one of his best podcasts. I haven't watched all of them, of course. And the reason I say that, It's because they're putting out solutions. They identified the problems, how we've been tricked, out of our minds to look at falsehood and accept it for truth. But they were talking about solutions to the problem. See, that's the key now. We have to put solutions in front of the minds of the people. Personally, I'm calling for a strategy session, a strategy summit amongst black men. Brother, we the heads. We should be formulating a way that can change our condition. 5, 10, 15, 20-year plan. Brother called me tonight. We cutting it up, coming up with a strategy. How we can obtain wealth. Once we get it, how we gonna use it, what we gonna use it for. You understand? To build a power base. Not to buy a bunch of more things. We want to put ourselves in a position of power and coordinate ourselves and move according to the will of Almighty God, Allah Himself. You understand? Get into the will of Allah, the Mahdi, so we can effect a complete change. This is where the change is going to take place in America. Who is it going to take place? The change is going to take place with you and I. You and I, black people. You understand what I'm saying? See, I was sitting up thinking today, and my thoughts came to the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan. And I watched this man for a long time out in front of the people. And a lot of you all don't understand what you're looking at. You've seen a man dedicate his whole life to the uplifting of black people through the teaching of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad that was given to him. This brother done put his whole life on the line for dead-minded people, for the dead man in America. But I look at how the black man should be honored and respected amongst his own people, his own family, and amongst other men. When you see men come up and kiss the brother's hand, when you see his children kiss the hand of the father, you see men sit on the floor in front of the minister and they share that love. Why is that? Why do you see men bowing and submitting to another man? Some people say, I won't submit to another man. Well, that's because you don't know what the word submission means. Understand? You have actually seen the development and the growth of development to a man that became a God with power and force. You understand what I'm saying? To you black people, all black men on the planet are the divine men. We are the divine masculine men, direct descendants of the Creator Himself. I'm trying to tell you, all men should be honored and respected. But you got to move a certain way to be honored and respected, brothers. This is what we're going to cover a little bit tonight. How the black man in America should be moving on an upright basis now. Time is short. Very, very short. And Elijah Muhammad says 75% of his teaching is for who? The Asiatic black woman. That womb of the universe. That emanates all 9 planets in our universe. Heavy, black woman, heavy. And in the podcast, Red Pill or Blue and 19 Keys was talking about how they use the media and the corporate America to push their agenda, to use subliminals, to take the minds of the people into the gut. I remember where they used to back where you know how they got people to eat bananas. As the white men went over to Honduras and El Salvador and took over the banana plantation, started growing bananas. People weren't eating bananas like that. What they did, they had to come up with an information, a commercial. And what they did was, I remember, they came out with Chiquita, this little funny cartoon-like character, like a woman, a little bit half naked, and they didn't make a white, little brownish tan, but she up there dancing and all that type of stuff. You understand? To get you attracted to the banana, and then gave you the health benefits and the breakdown of the banana. Pretty soon, everybody had bananas on the damn plate. You understand what I'm saying? And fast forward to today, how we have fallen through corporate America, through the TV, social media, to the so-called word that we use about culture. It's the lowest on the planet. All you had to do is go to Instagram. You don't see very much intelligence being displayed. A bunch of foolishness, a bunch of cartoonish activities, but nothing that's uplifting the mind and the spirit and the conscience of the original man at all. I don't know a whole lot about the metaverse, but if I had the ability to build out the metaverse, then I would build it to where in my metaverse, you would see the greatness of the original people in the metaverse. You wouldn't see the low life. You'll see that high intelligence, that God-like mind in the original man being displayed in the universe, on the metaverse. You understand what I'm saying? Look at TV, what we got. They got more homosexuals on TV than Carter got liver pills. Do they not? You see people living a low life, sinning all over the place, using all type of foul language. Then they put out babies on Instagram. Got the little girls up there, she was talking about the damn peanut butter sandwich, then she said the word S-H-I-T. You understand? Why you got our children cursing? It ain't funny to me at all. But it make it cartoonish and make it funny. So another little girl watching that, well, she thinks she can do that too. You understand? It's funny. Everybody laugh. Keeping us in that low, like, now we gods. Made little devils. Are we not? Black people. Look at the black man in America. I listen to the brothers that's in the Bay. They said, man, it's like we got PSTD. Just living in the Bay. The brother said, man, the rent so high, cost of living so high. He said, you park your car, they bipping. You say they robbing so much, you got everywhere you go, you got to stay strapped. He said the wrong car pulled up. You get a little anxious. He said, man, that's why people leave in San Francisco by the thousands. He said, hell, I'm gonna get out the Bay. He said, this ain't the way we supposed to be living. Black man ain't supposed to be living like that. We done got used to living that type of life. We supposed to be living in peace. But we got chaos all around us. Little sister hit me up today. She said the ground is shaking for me. She said, I don't know what to do. She said, my best soldier got hit up today. And she said, told me what happened. Little brother killed his father and shot himself. What's going on in the mind of our people? But you know, the books prophesize father against son, son against father. Did it not? Wars and rumors of wars all over the damn place. We can't get along. You look on the damn social media, you got brothers added one another, talking about one another. But where's that God like mine at? I'm going to tell you where you're going to have to take it, though. You have to take it to your homes. You have to start develop a divine family relationship. Start in your homes. You understand? Start to develop that divine hedge around your family, and the way you do that is serve. Serve the Most High. You put a hedge around your family. You understand? And put that divine hedge, can't nothing penetrate. This is the way we got to start moving in America. America is set up to be destroyed. And a lot of us will go down with this beast because we don't want to separate. But God himself is here to separate us, brothers and sisters. Is pretty much what I want to tell you starting off. You know, but we had to bring that honor and respect back to one another. You understand? We got to go with one another and give one another that tough love. When you see us out of the pot, pull the coat tip, drop the seed, keep moving. You know, I'm writing a book right now. And in the book, I tell how I met my best friend one day. And we were going, well, I was going to school, my sister and I, and we were in elementary school, and she had got into it with what I call her Lois, which is my to-be best friend's sister. So I'm just standing there looking, because they two young girls. I'm not interfering in that. They ain't throwing no blow. So her little brother, his name was Willie, which is a good friend of mine today. So he come in and jump into the situation. So now I got to intervene. I had to go snatch him up just a little bit, not much. So of course he went and told his brother. Bobby was going to another school. So he come up there that evening, next evening, and we talking, you know, he face to face, told up. And he said, man, you up here, you know, you put your hands on my brother. I said, look, brother, you know how your little brother is. I said, he hot here. I said, he ain't had no business interfering in between those two young girls. You understand? And Bobby thought about it. He said, yeah, you know, my brother is hot here. You understand? So we just shook hands. And after that, we became the best of friends. One of my only two friends I ever had on this planet. You know, as we growed up through life, you know, I used to mess with this sister. I would call her my first love in life. But you know, I eventually distanced myself from her. She wanted to keep messing with me. So she figured she gonna get back at me by going to my best friend. But we friends, we brothers. So he said, look, man, he called and said, look, man, Debbie trying to get with me, man. Understand? But we didn't mess with one another women. So I said, this is what we gonna do, brother. Just have to meet you here at such time. You both be standing there. And that's exactly what we did. And when she showed up, she looked like a damn fool. You cannot bring enmity and divide us at all. But going on down the line, see, we used to be on the block. Bobby used to like to drink that beer. You had that beer you call a quartz. You know, he would overdo it. So I'd get on the block, come down, brother, you're doing too much. Of course, he didn't want to hear that. We going back and forth, cutting it up, chopping it up. Some people might have thought we gonna fight, but we ain't gonna fight. This way men communicate. Friends, we can say anything we want to one another. Well, we ain't being disrespectful one another, family, something like that. We can do that. Ain't no softness. But again, here comes a little brother. Want to get in our business. We just stop our conversation. Brother, the Bible said, man, go about your business. This between me and such and such. You understand what I'm saying? That's how the brotherhood and that strong friendship between brothers develop. Even your family can't come between that brotherhood. You understand what I'm saying? And eventually, he got shot by people that the government of America brought in to assassinate us, because we were moving against the government in those days. We were just young men, man, 18, 19. But we stood up against injustice, discrimination, racism, all of that. Police brutality. We stood up against all of that. We put our lives on the line. All of that. We were tight to the fact that we knew how to share with one another. We protected one another's family. Anybody in the family needs something, they come to one of us, they got it. We out of town, we do a patrol, drive by at night, make sure the family is good. We go shopping one over the show, ain't no big deal, brother, get that for me. Understand? And that's to show you how tight we was. My little nephew, about 14, flew back from Fontana, California for a summer visit. Of course, he was at the crap house. Bobby was at the crap house. They gambled, played cards, shot dice and stuff like that. But he was at some people's house that he had grown up with. But these same killers, though, found out he was there, and they came in the basement, started shooting. Bobby wasn't strapped, but he could have saved his own life. Understand? But what he did, he put Pug in the cut and stood in front of him. And he got hit. He died a couple weeks later. This is what brotherhood is all about. This is what that friendship is all about. Instead of us murdering one another, we should be getting closer to one another, protecting one another, keeping our families protected. Not only on the physical, but the things that we bring in our house, the behavior that we bring in our homes, our manners and our conduct, our language that we bring in our homes, what we teach our children, what we bring in the home. When you start to figure it out that you the divine man, you that Asiatic black man, the maker, the owner, cream of the planet Earth, the God of the universe, that bottom rail must come to the top. You're direct descendant of the Creator himself. The second self of man is who? Woman. The second self of who is who? Woman. So what I'm saying, black man, in order to know your woman, you got to study yourself. And what I mean by that, when you study self, you're automatically studying the female from where she came. You understand what I'm saying? When you study the woman, you studying yourself. Bruh, you understand what I'm trying to tell you? But first, you got to know yourself. First, you got to be the head in your family, black man. Because this chaos on the outside will wipe your family out. All these things that I described will destroy your family if they're not prepared when they go out these damn doors. America is a cesspool. How you think the black woman end up on top of cars, twerking. I ain't saying twerking is wrong. You understand? But the way it's being displayed in such a savage way, that divine woman that was put here to bring in God's on the planet, and put us in such a low state. And why is she doing that? How can she be allowed to do that? Because you find the black man in such a low state. He feels like he got power over a woman that can be other than himself. Make you think you got some power over a female because she's being other than herself. But can you take that same woman and make her cover up? Understand? Can you take that same woman and make her show loyalty? Understand? Can she be a charming woman? Can she cover up everything and still know she's the baddest woman on planet Earth? The most beautiful, the most sexiest, without taking off all her clothes, without using all the foul language, without having every man on the planet approach her trying to go up in her. You understand what I'm saying? Black man, is this what we allowing to take place? It's our fault. If you had a garden or you were a farmer, you wouldn't allow everything to come into the garden to eat and partake of the vegetation. You would kill it. But we have lost that heart because we've been beat down so much. We've been put on the bottom economically, physically, and spiritually, and emotionally. Highly emotional. We don't have any power at all. We're on the bottom rail. A woman got more money than we. She got more status than us. She's better educated than us at this point in time. All government programs are set up for the woman and the child. The only program they got set up for us is the jailhouses of America and the cemetery. No one ever comes to you, black man, and asks you for your opinion on a damn thing. Do it. And when you express your opinion, they say something wrong with you. When you express your opinion, they say you practicing toxic masculinity. Do they not? When you say, I don't want to participate in the political system, they say you's a fool. You must vote. You say I'm a vote Republican, they say you're ignorant. You don't understand the political process at all. Nobody coming to that original man. Nobody coming to the head. But I say, brother, get back on the square. Start walking that straight path. You are the God on our planet. Whether you know it or not that white boy that they presented to you, not this devil that's running around here playing God because he is a God, but he's a devilish God. He's a low-life God. How we get so low? How we get so low to where we scared to protect ourselves now? How we get so low we don't even have the ability to raise and protect our families? How we get so low we don't even know what the hell to teach in our own home now? How we get so damn low the black woman in America got more business than the black man in America? Huh? How we get so far apart with one another? It's all been designed. Like the brothers say, all they had to do, they had it so damn poor, All they had to do was get the woman a welfare check. Take the black man out the house. Yeah, we had family in slavery. What happened? What happened to our situation? We believed in marriage and once upon a time. We believe in raising our children up a certain way to be upright. Now everything goes in the home. People put the earrings on their little boys. Let them talk any type of way. Little boys smoking weed in front of their parents, cursing like a sailor in front of their parents. Don't have any responsibility, don't have any duties. Not being taught to share and honor and respect other people's belongings. What happened to us? Because you're following the one that's been teaching you all this time. They've been leading you astray. Now change must come. It got to come. Like I said, we got too much mental illness. Our people go to jail here, we forget about it. Don't even check on them. Why we losing? Because the nucleus is family. That's the key. And I'm going to give you some of these keys tonight. We're going to discuss that a little bit tonight. But change is coming. Whether you want it or not. Whether you want this or not, it's coming. But if you're wise, you want to be a part of it, because those that resist is going to be left out. You want to stay over there with Billy Bob them, you're going to die with them. But I just want to touch on a few tidbits, and then I'm going to bring in new Nisa. We're going to chop it up. It says angels have been sent by Allah to see that his guidance is carried out, like he taught the messenger to do. The proper thing we should do is unite behind the divine one. I'm not trying to make you no Muslim. You don't unite behind the devil. You pushing this agenda. They said there will be a new earth and a new government and a people. Talking about you and I. The new earth referred to is a new people. The new earth will be made here in America. You have been divinely chosen, black people. And I'm going to bring it all together. It says after 1,000 years of this destruction, of fire, and the heating up around here, and they got floods all over Kentucky and Missouri, old Mitch McConnell state, old redneck state, Missouri, earthquakes coming, fires burning in California right now, hot as hell, all over the planet Earth, tip of the iceberg. It said the awakening and the rising of the black man must come first, because we are the choice of God, Allah. Remember, God created the heavens and the earth out of nothing. This is what he's here to show. A new people who are nothing, so that the world will have no claim on the making of the new people of the new heaven on earth. I just told you how bad we was, how messed up we are. You understand? Well, Allah gonna change all of that. He's gonna bring you from the bottom to the top. We are like that sleeping lion. You must be awakened from the cave. You must come out of that hopeless, state, a worthless state. But we shall be placed in a great place, black people. We shall be placed on top, going to the top and not the bottom. No more the tail, but the head of what? Civilization. Oh, yes. Of the new world. We are to be the rulers of self. We will be the makers of peace, black man. We said we be what? The makers of peace, not war. Opposite of what's taking place today. The maker of what? Peace. We're going to learn how to get along. Well, where did we start at first? In the mind. Understand what I'm saying? In the mind. And you put it in your home, brother. Oh, yeah. A new generation will be raised up. Master Farah Muhammad will end the conflict between the slave and his master. Oh, yes. We must have a new government and a new people to operate the new government. The new people. We're not taking this stuff into the hereafter. It says, I say to you, my beloved brothers and sisters, turn around and take a new thought for your people. Start looking at your people. Start looking at yourself in a different light. You've been programmed to be other than yourself. That ain't you. Don't let people see you hating self. Who are you? Who are you? Who you gonna love after you hate yourself? Nobody. But we hate on one another so much. That's why we go to the devil. But he don't love you. He don't care a damn thing about you unless he can use you. And amongst the white man of America, usefulness determines your value, how useful you are to him to destroy your own people. Until you learn to stand up to your enemy, die or live or die. We will not be respected by the people of the earth. We must learn to do that, period. Stand up, black man. Quit being afraid. It says, mothers cannot nurture new life without love. For that life and a mother's love is different from any other kind of love. But the love that is represented in Christ, Muhammad, and all the prophets, this is the quality of love that a mother should have and must do for her children. Understand? There ain't no type of love on the planet than the love of a mother. But what's that happen to the black woman? What happened to that love that she's supposed to be displaying to her family, to her children, and setting that example? On the top of a damn car, twerking her behind, on Facebook, twerking your behind, trying to get a sale. Understand what I'm saying? The divine black woman. And look how sick the whole situation is. Because you got sick men that's loving it. You know, you can't even, you have to be careful on people that you even befriend on Facebook. You got women want to befriend you, they sitting on there with their pole down there naked. They think men are so damn weak that they come on there and do a little bit of this, that, and another, and they got you hook, line, and sinker because so many men falling for that. I ain't got time for that damn stuff. You understand what I'm saying? Hell, I done seen titties before. I done seen it all. There's more besides. So that damn shit don't really interest me. I ain't that type of weak ass man, first and foremost. But look how a woman is approaching men. The divine woman ain't never did that. But if he's been made and nurtured by the devil, that's the order of the day. Look at what's going on. You understand what I'm saying? It's really a disrespect to approach all men like that. No, you really disrespect it. Because you think a man mind that weak? Woman? You're disrespecting your damn self. They said women are already equipped physically to bear children, but are you equipped spiritually, sister? Are you equipped mentally and morally to nurture them as they should be nurtured? Hell no. Not all you sisters. That's not who I'm talking to. I'm talking to ones that fit this description. Because we got a lot of good mothers. I got one sitting right next to me. Coming right to it. Brothers, our most precious jewel is our woman, not that which we wear around our neck. We must clean up ourselves. We must stop drinking, smoking, gambling, and wasting money on sport and play, black man, thereby making a good father in the home. Now this is what we're going into, developing a good relationships in the family. See, we can't have no good relationship in the family doing all this foolishness. Sport and play, coming in drunk all the damn time on drugs, smelling like 12 pounds of weed every time you come in the damn house. Kids run up and hug your head, they done got a contact. Understand? Just off your damn clothes. Like a brother say, well, brother, you smoke weed around your family, your son? Yeah, I do. Made up an excuse. You understand what I'm saying? But look at what we producing. We producing savages. Ones who have lost the knowledge of self and leading a beast life. Right? That's why we got to develop a righteous family, brother. Yeah, you got to be the head, you know. You got to have that discipline and self-control. You have to set the example. Otherwise, your family is just an ordinary family. When they leave at the house, all they do is join the crowd. Do everything that everybody else doing because you set that example in the home. How you gonna protect? These young boys are dying left and right out here. These young girls getting turned out left and right, either by a boy, either by a female. In a lot of cases, these little brothers get turned out too. Got them on social media, they kissing and they walk around the streets of Atlanta. Damn. Well, I'll tell you, even men got to be careful because you got these damn things running around here like women. Understand? It's tough out here. Real tough out here. Sending all our young men to the penitentiaries of America, destroying them. I've been locked up before. Standing up though. I've seen how men go to that low life. Understand? But I always used to wonder when they had me locked up for 2 counts of aggravated battery. This is in my book too. When them crackers jumped us. When they rolled down on us. We went across town to get another brother who was in trouble with the police. Bringing him back, he come back across town, he throw the finger, so they cut the lights on, jumped behind us. And I told the driver, don't stop till you get to my brother's house. By that time, they had the police for the sirens all over the damn place, you know, from the front and the back. But I get out the car, everybody jump out. One brother run, we ready to roll though. We don't give a damn about all that. We ain't laying over. He ain't gonna beat us down. And we young. So I had 2, 3 cops. One put the gun up under my neck, pushed me back off, up on the hood of the car, 2 on the side. That's when my brother come out of the house. He said, what the hell going on? That's when they looked around, fight was on. We went in the bushes, I come out with the police bags, rolled in the truck and balance. The other brother ran, got his ass whooped. So they charged me with 2 counts of aggravated battery and basically, what happened was though, that night they locked us up though. That's when black people really together. The whole damn town come to the police station. So they got it down and tried to buck a little bit. We bucked right back though. We sold. We ended up 7-18 at that time, so maybe 19. And so they wanted to take us out to the county jail, ship us out, but they couldn't do it because people blocking the exits. They couldn't drive out the driveway and none of that. They couldn't move. So they called in Judge Greenwood, came in about 10:30 that night. He gave us recon and let us out. But as time went on, I had to go face the judge. I know well it was too much publicity over this case. So I took a bench trial. So once the DA presented his case, police up that line, so they attacked us. So they even asked me, they told me, Brother Muhammad, they didn't call me brother. Would you please tell him to get in the car? I looked around here, we doing good. They go get in the car, man. Let's go. I understand. So when I took that bench trial, Judge Mould, I never forget his name, he went to holler at my witness, Mr. Parker, testifying on our behalf. I said, well, hell, this don't look too good. I know the case will go, I knew how it was going to go anyway. So he found me guilty. He said, well, I said, young, I need 30 days, though, to get my affairs in order. So he gave me 30 days. Shit, I wasn't coming back. Just like the movie, Catch Me If You Can. I wasn't coming back to go no damn jail. Shit. Y'all gonna have to catch me. Eventually, they called up with me in St. Louis, Missouri, out at the hotel at the Marriott, one of the 5-star. Young black man, got a little paper and stuff, looked good, stayed a little too long. I looked suspicious to them. So they arrested me and took me to the county jail in Clayton. But still, I wasn't signing an extradition paper. Hell no, I got to know what's going on before I get there. I got to make this deal before I get it. Before I sign anything, otherwise I'm going to fight that 120 days out. So they made a deal, said we give you 1 to 3. You do 10, you're good. I said, hell, put that in black and white. First time I ever going to jail. Me going to prison. And so when they shipped me, they shocking me like Kunta Kinte on the movies. Ankles and hands all in the front. Got this strap around them, riding down this road, long road, southern Illinois, right around the Mississippi River, all these old towns, white, nothing but white rednecks, some of them call it red bud. You get them annoyed, you know what I mean? And then that's when you see a whole new world. But my thing was soldier in, soldier out. Soldier on the street, soldier in hell. Ain't nothing but a damn man. But long story short, I see how I knew that the white man was the devil because he was unbound. He was the law. He could do anything he want to you. And I seen it when they killed Brother Vampire. That's what his name was called. And they drug him. They put him in a straitjacket. And 10 tiers about, I say about 5, 6 stories high in these cell block houses. And all the steps were made of steel. And he was at the top. They drug him by his feet. Of course, at the bottom, his head got through busting on all them damn steps. He dead. They buried him on what we call Boot Hill. That's where you look out the cell block window, look up on this hill with green grass and white crosses, the cows. You understand? Grazing on them. So he had no family. Never received a phone call. Never got anything on the books, nor business. So they didn't know he didn't have anyone, so they was able to get away with his murder. But you see all those things that take place amongst the devil. One young man, well, he wasn't young then when I seen him. He was an old man. But from Jamaica, brother. Came in at 17 years old, put him on a fake murder. Man, probably about, I don't know, 70 or 80 when I seen anybody was a free man. Free man. They put him on the crank gang, had a spot for him, he can stay in the penitentiary. He had no family, didn't know nowhere to go. All he knew was prison life. Brilliant-minded young men from upstate Chicago didn't even know how to read and write. Man, whole organization. We couldn't read and write. Had brilliant minds. Never gave them the opportunity to excel. So they took on what they had been put in their environment, selling dope. I seen chiefs Brother named Ram Thunder, Dirty, and all these old type of stuff. Ram ahead of the gangster disciple, a damn informer. Sending men on hit, young men getting ready to go home, let made parole. You put a man on hit on the yard, now you going right, you ain't going nowhere. All the true soldiers coming down on the bus, we locked up. You out there with the warrant, pointing out the ones that you're gonna give you a problem. Understand what I'm saying? You got men running around looking like Hercules, uncut, homosexuals. You got white boys coming into the penitentiaries of America. And you think at least a man gonna fight for his manhood. They just bent over. I said, damn, to myself. How in the hell can the white man be ruling the black man in America and all he is a faggot? Look what they pushing. This was when I was a youngster. Now you forward 40 years later, then they got the full homosexual agenda draped across America because that's what he is. These white boys go to the shower, you get a shower 2 or 3 times a week. And gang organization will extort whoever come in on that week on the bus. And you see white boys, man, I said, man, they ain't gonna fight for his manhood like it was a natural order of things to do. But where I come up about all that type of stuff. Understand what I'm saying? But it destroys men, destroys your morals and your value. You understand? Some men come in weak, man. They weak. Some young men, black men are weak. They get fully taken advantage of. Some men lose their minds. They can't take it being locked up in that type of institution. They had one part of this penitentiary, and I'm gonna move on, black people, hurt me to my heart. I mean, it really struck me. They had a part of the penitentiary that you never had access to, but they had these big old giant steel double doors, like in the damn movie at the castle. So we went to breakfast one day, and they opened this gate up. And all you can see all these black men marching side by side, eyes glazed and skin shining, walking like zombies in the movie. No expression at all. Straight up and down, hands to their side. I said, what the hell? And they had them on this thoracic. You understand? All these black men are being destroyed in the jailhouse. Man, that really hurt me to see my people being done like that. But what nothing I could do about it. But it let me know what's really going on in jailhouses of America. It's set up to destroy black men. Period. And you have men, black men who look like you and I, but just as devilish as the white man. But there are guys in the house, in the jailhouses of America, because you always meet one. You understand what I'm saying? This is an evil, wicked, sinful, cursed system. And people don't know what's going on inside these jailhouses of America. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of these brothers is coming out that went both ways, bringing their ass out here, getting whacked with a woman. Got more sugar in the tank than Carter got liver people. Then turn out. So they don't have no control over their nature. I seen pimps come in. Big reputations. Especially out of Chicago. You look around a couple of weeks later, he's somebody's woman. But you out here pimping women, and you done turned Benisto. You understand what I'm saying? Black people, how it's destroying us as a people from the inside of the jailhouse to the outside. Understand? We have to take charge of our post and stand up. We have to teach our children in the home what's really going on so they can be fully prepared. And I want to just give you that because I just go by what Allah put in my heart to give to you. You understand? And all this, this is all what I have experienced and seen for myself as a young man. Stepping up to the plate, fight for freedom, justice, and equality. I really grew up with freedom fighters. To be honest about it, I have an extraordinarily unique life as a human being. And I'm going to tell it the best I can in this book that I'm putting together because most people won't believe it. But people say you should write it, bro. So I'm doing that. Allah has showed me every step of the way. He been with me though. Understand? He been with me every step of the way, even before I accepted Islam. Through these trials and tribulations, growing up as a young man in America. It's something to think about. But I say, brothers, be strong. If you ain't got it, develop it. Fear no one but Allah, or God, whatever name you want to put on it. When I hit to the prison door, my motto was soldier in, soldier out. You understand? And I had incidents that I had to prove my own mettle. You understand? I had one story, I'm gonna tell you this one. We're gonna go on over here to your niece and get on deep on this. I had made it to the forum. That's low security because I'm working my way up out this damn jailhouse of America. So you into the bunkhouse, you have bunks like a dormitory. I think I come in one day, but it wasn't no night. You don't get out at night. You don't get a chance to be up under the stars at all. Shit, you don't get that until you get out back to the streets. But I come upstairs to my dorm, I got this cracker sitting on my bed with long hair. Of course, what you doing on my bed? Get him off my bed. You understand what I'm saying? So here comes this Negro. But that was his woman. Now he gonna try to check Basheer. Me and him got into a little bit, got settled down. Cracker got off my bed though. The brother went downstairs to the day room, watch TV. But now, the more I thought about it, this nigga trying to get at me over some punk on my bed. I'm young, man, 19 years old, man, running 3 miles a day, top fit shape, ain't scared of nothing but my damn self. I said, shit, I'm getting ready to put this all the way in check. I went and got my black leather glove because I kept me a pair of black leather gloves. I call them my guns. Understand what I'm saying? So I went downstairs. He sit down in the front row of the dead room because there wasn't that many people down there. About 5, 6 brothers put the police to come past the desk. Understand? And he weighed about 260, 270. Man, what you weigh? Understand? I ain't say nothing to him, but I just snatched his big butt, put him in the bear hug, throw him on the floor, and stood over. Understand? Walked on back upstairs. I ain't had no more problem with it. Understand what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying, because I know he couldn't have had no heart. You messing with a punk. Hey, you gonna mess with me. Understand what I'm saying? So these are some of the things you're gonna endure in life, but you got to know how to endure things. Sometimes you don't have to, you can circumvent and go around. And I say most of y'all keep your butts out of trouble. Be upright. Follow and obey all laws. Under Elijah Muhammad said about the 36 laws, if you can't obey the laws, here how in the hell you gonna obey God's law? Understand? Laws that don't conflict with your religion. You understand what I'm saying? Black man, you God, you was, you soul. You understand? Quit bending over. Quit letting people bend you over. with their ideology, their philosophy, making you other than yourself. Some brother get a little money. You see them jumping their ass out of a big old truck. They ain't had too much with the little white suits on. Understand? You want to send your damn family money if they get stuck at the airport. Oh yeah, Pop Key hitting you up. Understand? That ain't the divine man. That's an egotistical black man in America. Ain't had nothing, you get something. Lose your damn mind. Understand? Easy to be rude. But y'all running around here loudly saying assalamu alaikum, just as weak as a Negro. Understand what I'm saying? So we getting ready to go into this right now. Because I just want to fire it up a little bit because I see Kalimah moving the feet on that one. You understand what I'm saying? So I want to bring my baby in tonight. I just want to tell y'all a few stories tonight. And I didn't want to hit on the main subjects. Our main subject is family relations tonight. I got some things about Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Well, he's telling you what your future is, what you're going to become at the destruction of this beast. It's such a beautiful future, black people. But I'm gonna go to Unisa tonight. But I like chopping it up with Kalimah because we can talk, you know. So I don't see you in here, but you must be in there someday, where Kalimah. Are you in tonight right there? Are you in?
Yes, to let me in.
Huh?
You don't have to let me in.
So you in? That's all I do.
Yeah, I'm backstage.
Well, you need to come on front stage. Let's bring on out. Bring your niece on out. Mika got to bring you out, right? Mika, wake up now. Come on, sis. Well, until she do, I tell y'all another story. This is in Pop T's book. Cause I have stories, man, but they all, we call it a war story, but they stories. And I was on the forum again. And you know, my brother Jerry, you know, he's the main boy on the forum. He put me up on, they get ready to make a drop on the forum. You know, you be out, you know, country roads and stuff. And the dude supposed to pick the package up, he's a little, what we call him Gumps. That little old she-boy. Well, I found out where the drop was. Let me know when you're in. And well, he supposed to get the package and give it to this white boy. He supposed to send it into the gang members. That was the Peace Stone Nation. And but I beat him to the package, about a quarter pound of weed. Now I'm in the penitentiary, got a quarter pound of smoke. Me and the barber, you know, we know I'd be discreet with it, you know, we do our thing. But sometime in the day when I go to work, we go over to the lime station where you take them big old sacks of lime, you dump them into the filtration to keep the water and all that other stuff. But one day, some big old Negro come out the gate from out the penitentiary, you go in and out, you got the right security. You say, hey, Muhammad, Thunder say you gonna have your head. I ain't paying that much attention to it. He just laughing and stuff. About 3 or 4 days, I catch him again. He coming out the gate. He just laugh, hey, Muhammad, Thunder say you gonna have your head. Well, I know it's time for me to react now. So I immediately went and got me a pair so I go inside the prison wall. So I'm walking down the street, and I got to go see Thunder now. And he leaning on the rail by the barber shop. So I walked up on him. Cleveland, come in. Let me finish the story now. So I walked up on him and said, hey, Thunder, you looking for Muhammad? By that time, 3 of his soldiers were walking down the street. They said, there he is right there. He said, oh, you Muhammad, huh? I said, yeah. You know, he said, you got my package. I said, well, look, man, you know how the game goes. He said, I can't give it back. I said, y'all slipped. And I knocked. I said, that's the way the game goes. So he stopped, he looked at me. Well, you know, I had my throat a little bit. They called me Black Jesus up in there. And but he recognized the game. It wasn't my fault. Y'all slipped. So this package belonged to me. You can't have it back. So he looked at the soul. He just told me, y'all go. Understand? Now, if I'd have been weak, man, give me a couple of minutes. I'm going to get that package. I'd have been through. Understand what I'm saying? A game recognized true game. You understand? I went on about my business. I ain't had no problem. Went on back and, at that time spoke with another brother. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's a little story to kill a little time. But Kalimah, how you doing tonight, sweetheart?
I'm good.
I know you've been out the country. And you've been down there close to the equator. You were telling me about how good that sun was feeling. Well, when you're down by the equator, the sun strikes the equator, what makes the planet spin. Understand what I'm saying? What you need, Pooh?
We can't speak at the same time because my mic.
The light ain't coming on.
You're gonna get that reverb if you're close together, so just know that.
You need us close together?
No, what she's saying is when we both have our mics on, it's gonna echo.
Oh, we got echo, man. I need to slow it down my vibration.
So we can only speak one at a time.
Huh?
We can only speak one at a time. I can't turn my mic.
Go ahead on speak. I'm gonna let you get in there. Now tell us something, Kalimah, about all right.
Hold on, you guys. But my mic is on. Echoing. We're just having a little technical difficulty. Because we're right next to each other, so we're just trying to make sure that the mic doesn't echo.
My recommendation is that you just sit next to each other.
Oh, well, yeah, we're just gonna have to we're just gonna have to turn off one phone, Basheer. And me and Dad can speak into one phone. And I'd rather use my iPhone because,
Yeah, that's close.
So turn off his.
Let's turn that up.
Right.
That'd be safe. We good.
Right.
Man, they like that. We good.
Well, just turn off Dad's.
It's already down there.
Yeah, just turn it off. And when if you wanna, hold on. Basheer, can you set the stand to where it's in the middle of both of them? Please. Excuse me.
Open that screen up.
But don't.
Looking at both here.
Angles is.
Bear with us a little bit. We trying to get this set up.
Oh, y'all good.
Come on. Can we get it?
It's about the knowledge.
You can't get it in the center?
No.
That's so far back there.
What am I supposed to do? Oh, there we go.
All right. Miko?
Take that screen.
Yeah, that's.
I know it looks a little strugglish because we just sitting here, but I want you to bring it
That look good. That look good.
Okay.
Oh, man, we do the best we can here.
Right.
I'm coming out so you can have the full screen.
Okay. Thank you for our assistant.
Okay. But what we want to touch on a little bit tonight, Clint, we want to just go into we want to deal with the family a little bit. Some of the things that, just from your perspective, that need to be brought to the home
Brought to the home.
as a mother.
So now you're asking me specific questions. I had a whole nother.
Yeah, I mean, even as related to the relationships, the raising of the children, even some of the things we had talked about, how you just went through your divorce, and how you was keeping that relationship to the point where the father was still being respected and honored as related to the children. You know, how do you do that?
Doing that requires a lot of inner growth, first off. And I was going to make a point before I went into that. Because it's something you must understand about the mind and why you even get to a place when you can't respect a person, when you can't give them that love or show them that love, that you have to reflect on your inner self first in order to get to a person like myself who has challenged myself to love a man even when he's no longer my husband, to love him past my relationship and to see beyond that. Because for one, when it comes to my children, I know that if I allowed him to plant a seed and, you know, his blood came into mine in order to create this child, then I know that energetically, I can't produce any form of hatred or, you know, dishonorable characteristics towards this man. Because what that means to me is his blood is my blood now. I have to honor that as a woman because I produced his energy inside of my womb. So I know that to energetically come against this man, that is going to come against my own children. And so I have to see inside of my future with my own children and to say that, you know, when a man plants that seed inside of a woman, you really truly become one with each other. A woman can see into a man's mind. That's her power. And so what we see now is we see so much of the broken family perspectives because we don't honor that and we don't respect that anymore. We don't respect the womb and we don't respect the black man and the black woman. And the black woman is producing children. But how can you produce the children with a man and you no longer honor that man? Even if he's coming at you with short-tempered, even if he's coming at you with this energy, in order to save yourself from that, you have to go a little deeper into self now. Because that energy, whether you like it or not, will always affect your children. Because they carry that man's blood on them, inside of them. That's half of you and half of that child. So on a spiritual level, what God was showing me is, I don't want to sit here and talk about this man. I don't want to sit here and talk about what he doesn't do, what he should do, and all of the things. I don't want to sit here and have hatred towards him. I don't want to sit here and feel any of that. Because as a woman, we can feel and tap into all of these emotions, but they do nothing for us. They do nothing as far as our growth. They do nothing as far as our children. They are not healing our bloodlines. And so what I see is the enemy reproduced a system, sort of like the system of slavery, to where we keep perpetuating the same system over and over again. It might look different. We might not be enslaved in the sense of a physical sense, but we are enslaved in the mind first. And so what came to my mind is, where did all of this start? Where does the original things that came into us to where we keep reproducing the same energy over and over again? And so I started to think about a virus and a parasite, because a virus starts to become a parasite. And I wanted to read this because it's going to break down how there are certain impediments that come into the mind, and once you fuel those impediments, it becomes who you are. And that's why the messenger said, he said, you have to know thyself. And once you recognize, because that's what I have to do as a woman, I have to recognize when certain viruses and parasites came into my mind that came against my original nature, and I have to go into self and I have to kill that side of myself. And it says, the first stage of an infection happens when a virus gets past our physical barriers of skin and mucus and enters a suitable cell. So what does it look like when a program, because I'm thinking of the idea that we're all programmed with this mindset. They're like viruses. So how do you feed a virus? How do you feed these things that come into your mind that's destroying your families? You're feeding it with emotion. And what does that emotion look like? It looks like anger and greed and lust and pride and envy and hypocrisy. that right brain, that higher self that you have in line, once you get infected with that virus, you're either going to choose that higher self or you're going to allow it to come into you now. And once you allow it to cross that boundary of the mind, see, the minute you allow something or someone to come into your atmosphere, and everything is going to test you. It's going to test you with money, and whether you're going to get angry, whether you're going to, you're going to choose that woman over your wife, or whether you're going to, look at your friend and you're going to become envious of that person because you haven't produced something in yourself to get to that level of creation. Mm-hmm. So we're getting tested with this, men and women, daily. Honestly, we have programmings that come into us since we were children, to where we get to choose these things as a child, or whether you're going to come against your friend, or if you're going to submit to your mother and your father, or whether you're going to do the right thing or the wrong thing. Those are the viruses that start to come in. That's that Satan mind that comes into self, to where, Iblis, he was like, I'm going to create a world to where I'm going to come at them at every angle of their being. I'm going to come at them even when they think they're on the right path. I'm going to challenge them to where he basically said he was going to take all of God's people. And God was like, well, you might have your plan, but I got something for that though. So when it comes to a virus, once the virus is inside, it takes over the cell, forcing the cell to make more copies of the virus. It replicates, which damages the cell inside of itself. So once you take on the programming of envy, pride, lust, and greed, and all of these things, even that one time, you're going to get tested again to see if you're going to choose it again. And the thing about us, we became so weak to where we keep choosing the wrong thing over and over again. Even in our childhood, we get tested. You can look at your children now. You can say, if you tell them to do something, I saw a thing on Instagram where they would tell their child not to touch the candy. And they will come back to see if their child touched the candy or not, to get something else. And some children will sit there and look around and they won't touch that candy. But then there's some children that's going to sneak and eat the candy, thinking they're getting away with something. Mm-hmm. But that's how we act. We think we're getting away with something, but really, we're just forming a virus inside of ourselves. We think we're getting away with something when we become envious of our friends and jealous and looking at another woman's man and looking at another man's wife, and we lusting after these people, and we sexing everybody that comes across our way. Once you keep allowing that program to keep entering into your body, it replicates inside of the mind. And once it replicates inside of the mind, it takes over. It has now become you now. And so what I have to recognize is, if I'm trying to produce something in this world and I'm energetic, I can't get to it because I'm seeing things inside of my mind that won't allow me to grow, then what was stuck there in the first place? And so I recognize in myself where I allowed viruses and certain programming to come into place. Everybody has to recognize when they allow programming to come into their mind that leads them away from their true foundation and their true nature. So when you ask me, how do you still maintain a family structure even after a divorce? You have to go into self first. You have to see what virus was encoded inside of you and what took place and how to destroy that virus, how to destroy that programming. Because everybody else around me would think, shouldn't you not stand that man? Or you can't stand to be around him? Or what if he was with another woman? How would you feel? And all of these questions, as though if that was me, I would just be angry. I would just be mad. I would just be feeling some type of way. But I said to myself, if he got me in my feelings, then he's in control of me in some degree. And I'm not allowing no one to be in control of me, because I should just truly be in alignment with Allah, and knowing that Allah is going to pull me through this and put me in a better situation, and to where I'm going to have a stronger foundation. And so I know that I couldn't take on the programming and the thought process that everybody around me naturally thinks that you're supposed to have. There's people that once you separate and divorce a person, their family no longer speaks to you. They don't even want to deal with you. They thinking y'all supposed to hate each other. Y'all ain't supposed to be in agreement and in alignment anymore.
It's taking sides.
Right, it's taking sides, but it's also breaking down the family structure now. Because I'm just going to keep it 100. Not all of us are meant to be, in a sense, married to each other. Married is in alignment to Allah. And I feel like Allah puts us through this struggle so that we can turn to ourselves, because a lot of times we make that person our God. We make our husband and our wife our God. We submit to them more than we submit to God. We see ourselves following them, doing all of these things. But I'm like, but have you been praying? Have you been eating correctly? Have you been stressing out over this person? When you know that God can hold you down and God can cover you through all of this. And so I have to recognize when I put a man before Allah, when Allah wants me to have heaven, He wants me to have all of the things. So if I said, if we're not producing this inside of our marriage, then where is God present in it? And so it told me that, okay, it's okay to walk away because you're trying to find the God within yourself. And if you can't see it in there, because that's one thing a woman has, she has the vision to see. And if we can't rule together, if we got to be at war with each other, then how can we have a foundation to stand on? That's one thing I recognize. I'm like, well, I can't be at war with my husband and fight the world on the outside. It doesn't make sense to me. Because if we at war, that means that we killing each other. We fighting each other and we destroying our children. We destroying their mindset. We putting all of this negative, poor energy on them. We arguing, we yelling, we fighting, we coming, we cursing, we doing all of these things. And the children are watching it, and that's going into their spirit. And so they don't know no better.
I got a question for you there. Who is woman? Who is woman in her relationship to the universe? And you said that you can't put man before God. Or you always put God first. And the question would be, why you do that?
Why?
Mm-hmm.
Because the Creator Himself created His woman.
I've answered that question for a reason.
You said why you can't put a man before God?
I said, why do you do that? Why do you put God first?
Because God is always your higher self. And a man is always seeking his higher self through God. So if I'm aligning to this man and he's supposed to be aligning to God, then that means I'm turning to him and he ain't turned to Allah.
Well,
because if he's turned to Allah, then I'm turned to Allah. Well, that's what creates
this is what I'm getting at, because that's why I switched it up to that divine masculine man. The divine man is aligned with Allah.
Exactly.
The divine man is the example to the woman to align herself, because she's the second self of the Creator herself.
Exactly.
Elijah Muhammad say the woman represents the 9 planets in our universe. And each one of them are different size, different shape, different people on those planets. So there's a God force in a woman that has to be aligned with Allah. We say the man the head. See, a lot of mistakes I think women make, they don't really see the God in man, they just see the man. And what I mean by that, a lot of us that don't have the knowledge of self, in particular women, don't really know God. So you marry that man based on, most women marry today based on a man's ability to take care of them and things. Like they say they want $100,000 man. But do this man have high morals and values? Does this man even know himself and his capabilities?
Exactly.
Does this man even know how to connect to the Most High? Can he lead you? Can he nurture? The question really is, can he nurture your nature that you were created in the first place?
Exactly.
And sometimes you get into those relationships, you find something missing. But based on our silly love, we tend to overlook it until it becomes too great of a force to overlook it. Then you find yourself trying to guide the man to guide yourself. You understand? Brother, this is the way you should be moving. Or you in your emotions too much. Or you're not taking on a responsibility that I see that you should be taking on, brother. So let me nudge you a little bit. You understand? And most men don't like to be told what to do by the woman because the woman hasn't been taught on how to get the best out of her man, even though it might be a little bit falling short. So a woman has a lot of power, a lot of God force within her nature, because you're a nurturer. And then you find yourself trying to nurture your man, but you trying to give it to your children at the same time. And you find, damn, I can't do all this. You need to step up. You need to get to moving on your own purpose. I'm already in my purpose. I got your seeds here, brother.
Right.
But you said one thing, you're doing another, brother. But I said the man should bring all this into the home in the beginning.
You know, I think even through the teachings, we're trying to produce divine men. They're being produced right now. So even with the acts of divorce and all of these things, Allah gives us pain for a reason. Because that pain can open up your mind so that you can see yourself more. So when you're in a marriage, I know that when a man has put enough God inside of himself and he's in alignment with God, that woman will automatically submit to that man. It does not matter where she comes from, what her background is. If she can see that divine in him, she will follow him. And that's why you have the story of Mary of Magdalene who followed Jesus, who was a prostitute. Because it doesn't matter which side of the equation that woman comes from. That's why you have the example of Mary, his mother, who was of a pure essence. But then you have the woman, Mary of Magdalene, who was a prostitute. And in today's world, you see these different types of women. They come from many different backgrounds. Mm-hmm. But when she comes into the essence of a real divine man, that man has that power within himself to lead that woman. Mm-hmm. He either is going to lead that woman to Allah, or he knows enough within himself to leave that woman alone. And so a woman like me, who can see inside of myself, I don't just look at my ex-husband as though he was this negative person or all of these things, because like I said before, I had to look inside of myself to see what I neglected when it came to how I submitted to Allah. And so honestly, I don't really look at him in the sense of putting fault on him when it comes to a lot of things. Because I know that if I was on top of my prayers, if I was on top of my 1 meal a day and fasting and going into nature and doing the things that I knew that would align me to my nature, that I would have made a decision a long time ago to either produce his children or whatever direction. But I knew that Allah had to put me through this trial so that I can actually face myself. And that's also an issue when it comes to us in these relationships is we got to stop blaming each other, because usually when you point your hand at someone, you really need to point it back at yourself, because you truly are what you attract. So if I couldn't get love from him, then that means that I wasn't loving myself somewhere. And where was I neglecting myself? So I have to go on a journey to recognize that, because the reality is I have my own mind. I exist in my own universe. I talk to Allah in my world. You see what I'm saying? And I know that I have the ability to produce and to create whatever I want to. But I didn't do that. And I was relying on someone else, or I was in my emotions, or I was, you know what I'm saying? Whatever I was doing not to align myself to Allah, Allah showed me that, Kalimah, you have all of this chaos going on because all of this exists in your mind first, and now you just produced it in your atmosphere. Because the reality is, when a man gives a woman, she multiplies back. So if he's not giving her that balance and that peace and that alignment to Allah, she gonna multiply that energy back into the universe. But it's also what she needs to produce inside of herself, what he needs to produce inside of himself. And the reality is we gotta go into that self-love first. We gotta know thyself and know what we are. And if you don't know what you are, I don't blame the men and women who out here doing all the things, twerking and all of these things, because truly once you align to knowing who you are, you become upright. You know how to move in this world. You stop doing certain things. But these people don't have knowledge of self. We were raised on knowledge of self. My name is Kalimah Unisa Muhammad. Even the meaning of my name puts an energy and a vibration to me, who I am. My middle name means all woman. Kalimah means the creation of God.
Okay, let me put it this way there. I would say this. If we weren't up under the guidance of the devil, we would be ourselves. If we weren't in his environment, because naturally that which is you created in will come out. We emulate what we allowed through society and the media, corporate America. We become that which our environment produces. If we remove the devil and we was let alone, see, that's what you are is naturally inside of you. It's going to come out, is what I'm saying. When I speak against the sisters, there's some of the things that's unlike for them, is what I'm saying is that we're being made to be other than ourselves. You understand what I'm saying? It's just like a man. A lot of times, the way we educated and taught, man don't know nothing about a woman. To be honest about it, most men don't know woman. We just know the part we see in front of us. We don't know the nature. How many men been taught the nature of a woman as a young boy growing into manhood? What a woman's nature is really like and what to expect and how to bring it out of her, nurture her. How many women are taught what to expect from a man in a marriage? We taught to go get you a job, bring home the bread, have a family, but it's deeper than that. Because when you're in a relationship, a 24/7 relationship, all of those things that's in you are on display. Some men bring things into the relationship that they don't realize they even got until they get with a woman. Vice versa. So we've been made other than ourselves. We don't really know. You don't know the true nature of a man in most cases. Your mothers don't teach you that. What to expect in a man, as a man's nature is supposed to be a certain way. How we supposed to communicate with one another. How we supposed to make that relationship work. Because in most cases, you know, men are through with the conversation when they're done with it. They're ready to go back to the square. Women will hold on to that conversation for 2-3 days. You might carry that a little longer. So if a man don't know this is what you're going to get from your woman, well, you're going to get agitated because you're ready to go right back to where y'all was. So that creates that conflict. And if a woman, because a woman's nature is different from man. Man was created to rule. Woman was created to bring in new realities all the time. Women were producing new realities all the time, just like the universe. That's why the universe is called she. You understand what I'm saying? It's different. You know, when And our women, see, I know our woman is being other than herself because I know who she is. She wasn't meant to be the woman that we see in front of us at all. And she know that. But the only way our woman can think she can get the attention that she needs is to go to the lowest state of her being because this is what society says this is where you can get it. I know our woman would rather be doing something else. Or when you talk to them, I have talked to women being other than themselves. I just sit down and tell them, sister, you got kids? Mm-hmm. But why are you doing this, that, and another? And they start crying. Tears will come out their face, their eyes and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, when that crying is over with, they go right back.
Right.
You understand? Because that's the only environment that they think they can survive in. You understand what I'm saying? You know, we have to change. We have to change the way we look at one another, the way we see one another, the way we understand one another. We're supposed to be a helpmate to man, and man has been made other than himself. You know, that's why I changed the language to divine man, so we start looking at ourselves a little differently. We're supposed to be this macho, this masculine man, and most brothers pretending to be masculine. Masculine is to take charge, but masculine also being kind, being tender, being understanding, being considerate, bringing in the program into the home. You know, I think the man should bring the program into the home. Like, this is how we going to raise our children, sweetheart. You understand? This is what we're going to do. We're going to teach them how to be upright, to be honest, teach them how to have responsibility to take care of their duties. Teach our children, our girls, to be charming and loyal. Understand? How to take care of children, how to keep the home clean, how to keep their bodies clean. You understand what I'm saying? So my job as the man is when the stuff started going sideways to keep it straight. We ain't gonna bring certain language around our children. We're gonna set up a certain diet. And if we have problems amongst one another, then we'll pick a time amongst ourselves. This is our day now. We're gonna straighten this stuff out. We ain't gonna take it back. All night right now, sweetheart. I might not be the same when we was courting. Now sit down and tell me what you see in me that you might not like. I got to take it. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Instead of pretending that
Exactly.
it don't exist.
Exactly.
You understand? And sometimes you have to open your heart up. You understand? Sometimes you can't be afraid to let someone see your true heart. If you married, then I'm gonna let you have my heart. The reason I'm gonna let you have it because you're already in it. You understand? Because the more I try to hide it, the more weak I really become. I should be able to trust you with
That's
that.
true.
You understand what I'm saying? I should be able to trust you with myself because we come together and we become one. Like Muhammad say, if you got a good woman, you got one foot in heaven, brother. Understand? But the problem we have as black men in America, that sometimes it's hard for us to try to be the man we really want to be because we fall short economically. You know, you can't take care of your family where you want to. And your woman has expectations on you, man. You got to get this up. Understand what I'm saying? And we started to come up with different language in one another. We started using confidence in one another. And sometimes all the man needs is the woman to believe in it. You understand? And sometimes that smart woman find a way, know he got that potential. Let me see if I can help him get the best out of him. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of cussing him out, find another way. You understand? I mean, some of the things you told me in your relationship, what you have seen in your husband, and how you see the capability and you help him to bring that up out of him, put him in position. Because if he in position, you in position.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? So there's so much that's our fault, and there's a lot that's not our fault, but We have to learn how to overcome it anyway. You know, and I noticed that a lot of women don't pray, but they hurt on the inside.
Right.
You know, they carry, a lot of our women carry a lot of pain.
And what that does, it keeps the pain on the inside until it's manifested on the outside.
Well, it's going to manifest through your actions.
Exactly.
Through the way you think, even your relationship with another man.
But that's what's in your, like, I look at the mind as if you have your own atmosphere. So what you will see in your mind is literally what you're going to create. So the reason why you have to pray to God is because you have to see yourself out of that pain into a new reality to bring life back into your life. So if you're not praying, especially as a woman, because we create new realities. We literally can birth it through our wombs. You can see it in your children. Mm-hmm. So if you don't think you have that potential to see something new in yourself, that tells me that you are not rooted in God. That means that you don't think that God is covering you. That means that you fear so many things. And as a woman, God is the creator. So I'm like, if you don't believe that God can bring something new to your life, then that means that you're going to sit there and just become a miserable being. And not only that, just like a virus, you're going to replicate that energy and you're going to bring it back into existence until you start putting that energy inside of other people, inside of your children. They're going to keep seeing you manifest pain, and then they're going to be like, well, all I see is my mama cursing and arguing and angry and sad and depressed and lust and all of these things. And then you wonder why your daughters and your sons are choosing routes inside of their life that's literally mirroring the same energy. And that's how powerful a woman is, because what she is, whatever is in her environment, it's going to attach itself to that.
Right. That's right.
And that's why we don't have no choice but to go inside of ourselves and to go to God about this, because we can't sit in that energy, or else we're just creating a universe where it exists everywhere around us.
You're going to get that energy to your children.
Right. You go think that everybody you come across is trying to come at you some kind of way. You ever meet a woman where she just automatically thinks somebody trying to come at her crazy? And you wondering like, whoa, what's going on with you today? But that's what's sitting in her mind. And she thinking, well, I didn't deal with this my whole life, so you must not be a good soul. You must be somebody coming to take advantage of me. You must be somebody who's trying to check me, or, who want to get in your face, who just automatically get angry and upset. Because we ain't tried to architect no new reality for ourselves. And that's why I went to Costa Rica and Mexico and all of these places, because I said, I'm going to try something new. I'm going to try the hard thing. I'm going to try the thing that everybody tells me, what it looks like to travel the world with, as a mother with her children. Everybody fears that. Like, I'm about to go out and get, attacked and all of these things. I said, I'm going to do the fearless thing so I can show myself that God has me covered. I have to test my own self. And those are the type of abilities that we have to go into new directions, to step out on faith and in love with Allah. And Allah gonna keep showing you, yes, all you have to do is trust me. All you got to do is trust me. I birthed you into existence. Why won't you trust me? Why won't you pray to me? It says as simple as day, just pray to me. Talk to me. Let me hear you. But we don't even speak it out loud anymore. Men are not even covering their families through prayer anymore. We just bringing chaos and all of our emotions into the family. And so that's what's being brought up. That's what you see in your young boys and your young girls. You just see emotions flaring. Nobody has any control of their mind anymore. Because your mind is the atmosphere that you must cultivate first with Allah in order to create your reality. And when you really look down and deep inside, it's really you and your thoughts all day long. And you wondering, am I just wandering throughout my day, or am I present with myself? I had to become present with myself. I said, let me get present with Allah. Anybody who comes into my mind, I start to pray over them. I start to be, when I wake up, I'm grateful. I'm talking to Allah. I'm asking him to guide me and how to guide me. And I'm grateful for how he's guiding me in this world. I started to create visions for myself so I can see where I'm going now. And then I just said, I trust Allah, because I know that love is just freedom, justice, and equality. And so that's what I started to architect in my life. And so now I know that when I walk into this world, I know I can trust Allah that He's going to guide me with the right people, and He's going to give me the right instinct and qualities about myself to know when I'm not supposed to be somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm rooted. And I'm rooted. And that's all it takes.
What I would say to this is to the black man in America, to all men. When you come into a marriage, you should be on your purpose.
Absolutely.
Your purpose should be explained when you bring that woman into your life. Otherwise, you don't need no helpmate. You should be on your purpose, brothers. This is the way we moving, sweetheart. Then you should bring the spiritual into the home. You should be that guide. But this is on my purpose. This is my purpose. And you know, I'll just use the example that most men, all of us have in front of us now. I would say, like, if you use the Minister Farrakhan, his purpose is to raise the dead. You understand? So this is where I have to move, sweetheart.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? If you're willing to move with me like this, most men come into marriage, though, they ain't on their purpose.
Exactly.
They trying to find it. They think when they get married, but they sitting still. And your woman looking at you, you ain't making no time, you ain't making no motion.
Exactly.
You're not building. You understand? You have to have a purpose in life. And you should be taking your family, but it got to be righteous.
Exactly.
That's why you find a lot of women that go with men that's going to the left. Because they got a purpose, it might not be the best one.
Exactly.
But they're guiding them.
Exactly.
You understand? They're showing them how to do things. Is it righteous? No. But they're showing them and they learn it. Women should learn from their man good. Then we started taking on that same characteristics and we moving in the right direction. Then we moving toward Allah. We moving toward God Himself in a righteous manner, in a right, upright manner. And all this is going down into the minds of the children. So when you sit down and you have a discussion with your children, you understand? You teach them the right way. Because all the energy that you have in the home, children pick up on it. When you ain't talking, you understand what I'm saying? The children can feel that energy. When you're dissatisfied with one another. And then on top of that, children tend to get neglected.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? Because you don't have the time to really put that righteous energy into them. When I say black man, we should be on our purpose, brother. And we should be moving to get us some freedom, justice, and equality. We should be moving on an economic base. We should be trying to eliminate poverty. We should be military-minded in America. You should be learning how to provide food, clothing, and shelter so we can change our environment, so we can change our condition.
Exactly.
You understand? You should be bringing knowledge into the home. You understand? You should be taking your whole family, should be going as Muslims to the mosque. You understand? From time to time, just to get fired back up, because sometimes that fire can go double. And you have to go back and fire it back up. You understand? You should have schedules in your home. Sometimes TV go off. You understand what I'm saying? Sometimes you should just have family discussions. Sometimes you should just have quality time. You understand? But it's all a learning process that we bringing things together. Sometimes, you know, we all got our different ways and we have to learn how to understand one another. We have to learn even how to love one another. You understand? In the right way, because everybody don't love the same way. All women don't love the same way. You understand? And sometimes you have to develop patience with one another. You understand? If you really want to be with that woman, then you have to have patience with her. You have to guide her through her self. You understand what I'm saying? A man can guide a woman through all her trouble. If you look at her first, you got to look at her, you got to see her. Understand? But if you want her, you can guide her. A lot of times you meet women today, a lot of them, you meet them, they got trouble on them. A lot of brothers don't want to do that because she going to bring that with you and place that on you. She going to see that in you from some person that gave that shit to her. You understand? A lot of brothers said, no,
Right.
But if he really want it, you sit back and you study like one supposed to study her man. They said, yeah, I know how to bring, but you gotta be smart. You can't make a lot of mistakes. I'm just tell you what Pop Keys know. You can't make a lot of mistakes with it though. You understand? If you tell her special, then you got to always keep treating
Exactly.
special.
Or else you just
You
adding
understand?
more trauma to her mind.
Right, well, she gonna run right back to where she started from.
Right. She gonna
You
but like
understand?
that virus, she's gonna keep replicating that
That's
in
right.
her mind.
But the virus ain't killed yet.
Exactly. So if you keep adding that energy onto her, then it's just going to keep creating in her mind. And she has that ability to architect realities. So she just bringing more chaos into this world through her children, through her environment.
Let me ask you this then. What are some of the things they should be teaching in the home to the children?
I mean, God. That's
But
what I'm saying.
of course you're gonna
But
teach
God
them
is
God, but you're gonna teach them morals,
respect.
teaching their values, teaching how they're supposed to be living on this planet.
I'm teaching my daughters now how to love themselves. Because I have to, simple things. Like I'm teaching my daughters why they should eat certain foods and what that's going to do to them when they get older. Because I can see inside of their future. If I see my daughters are eating sugar right now, then I know that 14, 15 years old, that sugar is going to turn into crazed hormones. It's going to turn into menstrual cycles. It's going to turn into high emotions and all the things. But I'm also teaching my children that they have a choice. That everything that they do is a choice in this world.
But let me ask you this though: should a mother be teaching in the home? Because you stated something about the children, where you really teaching your children to respect their father, even though y'all not together.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? And that's one of the main aspects of what a woman should teach. And you teach it. You teach your children to love. You say you teach them how to love themselves. That's the first love.
It's the first love.
Understand? And secondly, we should teach our children how to have forgiveness.
Exactly.
We should teach our children how to have understanding and be truthful.
Exactly.
And to be appreciative. You see, a lot of children do things from them have no appreciation.
Gratitude.
Turn into little brats.
And I'm also teaching them, I'm like, you have the ability to talk to God as well.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to just, I'm like, no. I'm literally
That's
teaching her how to, you can talk to God and ask God for the things that you need and to just be grateful and to just thank God. And so I'm trying to architect that reality early on so that when decisions and things come into my daughter's life, she knows mommy taught her these things. So now it's a choice. I'm either going to go in this direction or the other. There's consequences to everything.
Right. So I'm talking to the mothers. Kalimah got this down. And teach your children how to understanding, truthfulness, appreciation, and consideration.
Exactly.
The mother teaches them to be truthful. Teach them how to be trustworthy in all dealings, to make no false claims and never take advantage of anyone. Exactly. And what this is doing is taking you to God, taking you on that upright path, black man. It said children are taught to love and respect their parents and their elders, and to understand that. Because a lot of young kids have no respect for elders today. Their learning is only possible when they pay attention. Teach your children how to sit still, black people.
Right. That's what I do with my daughter.
They got to have a timeout. They can slow their energy down.
Exactly.
So you send them to school, they run the buck wild because they didn't get trained up in the home. This is the protocol that the mother and the father developed together in the home. Exactly. That's why you start to develop a family relationship by implementing these things. They said this is what the boys are taught. Boys are taught and trained to keep their bodies clean, as well as what? Their minds. That's why you have to be careful what you let your children take into their minds in the home and for the TV. Mm-hmm. All of that social media garbage is going into their minds, messing up their minds. You even have to be careful about the curriculum that's being presented to them in these devil schools.
Now let me make this point.
Come on with it.
Because when we are in separate families, we have no control over what the other parent does.
That is true.
I had to let go of that space.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, when my daughters are in their father's home, if he allows them TV and junk food and all of the things, I don't have control over that. And I can't use my energy towards that. So I had to say to myself, let that go. And you architect a reality to where you give them that. You feed them that energy. You give them all the things that they need. But even in that space, they still get to make a choice that when they go back to their father's house, now that they know there's a better alternative, because even their father starts to teach them, like, you need to eat on a cellular level. So we're teaching our daughters, you have to eat to where it's going to help your mind. It's going to help you concentrate, all of these things. So now my daughters have a choice when they go over their father's house. I'm going to choose to eat that orange, or I'm going to choose to eat a donut. I'm going to choose to eat, you know what I'm saying? You can choose to eat that broccoli, or you can choose to eat whatever he may offer them that they know is not fueling their bodies. And so I just wanted to let parents know, because we fall into these spaces where we're like, well, the father or the mommy, they don't listen. They don't want to do what I ask and all of these things. And we waste our time with that. We waste our time trying to enforce other people to follow our rules. And sometimes that's just the test. You let it go. And you just acknowledge with yourself, because first I had to acknowledge within myself that I'm not going to teach my daughters nothing that I'm not trying to master within myself. I'm not going to tell them not to eat junk food and I'm sitting here eating a bunch of crap around them.
Right.
I can't teach them how to pray if I'm not sitting there praying in front of them.
That's true.
All of the things I knew I had to do it myself first.
Right.
So that's the reality that we're in, that if you want your children or anybody, first be an example to yourself.
That's the whole key.
That's the key.
That's the whole key. But these things here, now these things can be taught on both ends. Teach your brother how to keep a clean mind, to accept responsibility. You understand? These are for boys and obligations, and to perform their duties. Most children are not getting taught. These are things this is what's gonna make you. They are taught to respect and protect what? The female. We wouldn't have all this stuff going on with the black man, the black boy, with the young people out here today. Out here hearing a bunch of bees and disrespect going on, because they ain't getting in the home.
Exactly.
I don't know what they're getting in the home. And to be dependable and self-what? Reliant. Know how to take care of business, or business can take care of themselves. This is what we need to be teaching in the home, black people. And to respect the property of what? Others. All this stealing and lying and all this old type of stuff. Why? They ain't getting taught in the home. Most of the time you got a single parent in the home, and they being other than themselves. This is bringing in that righteous code that we got to bring. This is where we got to change the way we raising our babies. I'm not saying everybody, but y'all know what I'm talking about. It says teach severely against what? Because my son ain't coming home at 12 years old talking about he want to be a female. No, you get this from day one. Against homosexuality. Oh, yes. And what? Fornication. And what? Adultery. And what? Teaching them on incest. On what? Perversion. And what? Murdering of unborn through destructive methods. You're teaching these things because this is the laws of God himself. But if you ain't teaching these things in the home, if you're not setting these things in the home, family, this is what you're going to produce. But these are the things that develop what? Good family relations. You understand what I'm saying? On down the line for generations to come. It says, teach against what? Drug addiction. I know we used to take y'all out on the block. I mean, if I used to take them out even when they see the prostitutes. This is what's going on. Ain't no curiosity. This is what's going on. You dig? It says, alcohol. Teach against gambling. Con men. You got to teach them the game. You got to teach them about pimping. About pimps who sell their own women. It said girls are taught to keep their bodies what? Clean. Do you teach your babies how to be charming? Hell no. And graceful. Also loyalty, devotion,
Then be modest. You ain't got to put on all that tight stuff to catch nobody. Because a man sees a woman, and when she covered up, that's the one he's most interested in. That's wife material. That's the one you really want to respect. Not that one that everybody can see everything that I supposed to have. You understand? It ain't nothing but, you know what I'm saying, knock that off a little bit. I might keep you real close a little bit, but really, you ain't really what I really want. You ain't the one I really want to settle down with. Cause I remember you told me a story, Kalimah, about your friend that you knew in Chicago. But all the brothers on the block, you know, she switched up. She supposed to be on the square, but she'll switch up when she come around the brothers on the block. But you stayed on the square, but who got the most respect? It was you, right? It was you. You understand? Because men admire a woman that can carry herself like a Unisa, a woman. A man don't really, you know, you can make her your partner. You can make her your partner in crime. You understand? Because she fit the script for the environment. You understand? But that woman that's modest, that woman that carries herself like a woman, that's your treasure. You understand? You gonna protect her more than that woman out there in that damn street, half buck naked. So you got to teach this in the home. A finger popping mom produces a what? A finger popping baby. It says, and taught to avoid everything that is shameful of that which was caused them to have what? A guilty mind. Teaching your babies how to protect their mind. Don't go out there and do shameful things that later on you're gonna regret. And you carry this in your mind. You understand what I'm saying? It said also, never be the aggressor. Remember that there is no, I'm going into something else now, I'm gonna hold that up. You understand? But these are the things that we should be teaching in the homes. These are the things that should be the protocol between the mother and the father. You understand what I'm saying? They're like you got two separate homes. But really, the father, if he was smart, but I know sometimes the brother don't know how to cook. But hell, you still can find healthy foods and bring them in the home. If you don't know how to cook, hell, learn how to cook, brother. Right. You understand? Because you want the best for your baby, not what's best for you all the damn time. You want what's best for your seed, brother. You understand? So it really ain't no excuse, because if the mother teaching one thing and she go over to the father, well, that's creating a certain division amongst both parents. Because they know they ain't got to listen to the mama, because I go over here to pop. So you're playing one another off against one another. Exactly. And then at the end of the day, who's going to have the most responsibility when that child started getting sick? It's going to be on the mother. Exactly. All the damn time, while you free to roam and do what you want to do, while the mother taking on a sick child. Or when she grow up, because food have an effect on the mind as your behavior. You eat bad food, you act more like a savage. Exactly. Them girls started growing up, they don't want to go to Pop House because they can get away with everything. Exactly. You understand what I'm saying? That's all they're setting them up for, to fail. Because you know, mom on top of them right here, then they take a whole nother set of clothes to Pop House. You understand what I'm saying?
And they become sneaky and savage.
That create a sneaky person.
So it's like, I'm gonna do my best. That's all I can do.
That's all you can do, but that's why I say the divine man got to come on the scene.
Exactly.
That's why I keep using that word now, brother. The divine man. You understand? Because this is divine language. This is the divine way to move. This is what we got to execute, brothers. You understand? And especially if you got a good woman want to move that way, how can the hell you lose? But you can't ask for nothing no better than that. Because a lot of times you get blessed with some women, they try to move like that. But if you got a woman, I mean, you ain't got to be with her. That's the mother of your child. You understand? And she want to raise them with that, hell, I'm going to have to do everything I can to make sure that's executed. You understand what I'm saying? It's just that damn simple, hell. That's all, brother. So we got to change. You know, we all have to change. Because the family is the dynamics that we need to be executing now. You know, that family relationship. And family don't mean that you got to be in the same house Because in that circle, we family. We still connected. Like you say, we still got that bloodline. Our blood is running through one another now.
Exactly.
So I don't get a piece of paper don't mean shit.
Exactly.
That paper don't mean a damn thing. That's some shit that the white man brought up.
Exactly.
You understand? But we still family. You understand? Regardless. You understand? There's still a certain amount of love that I carry for you. It's just a natural. I got to have some type of love for you. You understand what I'm saying? It got to be there. You understand? You'd always carry that. So then what comes in with that is an understanding. Let's get a good understanding on this. How we gonna move forward? You understand what I'm saying? That's it. That's the way we got to move. Even if our family be in two different homes, let's get that real understanding because this thing is bigger than us. You understand? We moving on that big God energy. Our seeds are what's going to project us into the future. And we want to tie them into the accord of the will of Almighty God Allah Himself. Exactly. You understand? That's the whole purpose. Exactly. Of the whole damn thing. Not my purpose. My purpose is to tie you into Allah as the Alpha and the Omega, as it was in the beginning, so shall it be in the end. You understand? Like it was in the beginning. All praise due to Allah. All I can say, man. So I do the best I can with this subject sometimes. None of us perfect. But if you live long enough, you start to learn about life, period. And I've lived a full damn life. And I'm living some more and some more till Allah get ready for me. So take your time, Allah, because I ain't ready to roll out yet. But you understand what I'm saying? I know. Understand what I'm saying? Kalimah is a young woman, but she know how to go inside herself. You understand? If you listen to a conversation tonight, that whole conversation is about going on the inside. That's where you connect with God. When you go inside yourself, that connection ain't out there. It's on the inside, God. That's where he at. On the inside. And then you project him to the world. That's on the outside. Mm-hmm. So our projection should be upright. Everything that we produce should be upright. You understand? So we connected back to that one mind in the universe. So when you start projecting out, like you see our brothers and sisters doing, what they're doing is connecting with that beast side in them, that lower self. And that's why the devil love it. You understand? Because he know he got us in his snare. You understand? He got full control over us, black people. Because we projecting and calling on a mystery God that don't even exist. We done made a world, a false world, and we calling it the truth, the way we supposed to live. We are taking, do things we know against God's law. And we make it up in our minds like this is all right. I have the freedom to do anything I want. No, you don't. Did you create yourself? Did you put the sun, moon, stars up there? What did you bring to this planet? You didn't bring nothing but your bare self through the womb. Why you get here? How did you get here? Now I looked at this one skit. They had two babies, and they was inside the womb, and they were debating. Understand? I don't think I want to go out there, man. You know what I'm saying? I would say, you don't know, man. Let's go over out here and take a look. I would say, no, man. I'm gonna stay right here. I'm not going out there because I don't know what that world is like. The other brother said, man, we can't stay here forever. But he said, I don't want to leave, mama. I'm gonna stay here. I got everything I need. I got the food. I'm rolling around with mom everywhere she go. The brother said, well, I think I want to go on outside and try something different. He said, we can't stay here all the life. The other brother said, no, I'm gonna stay right here. But what I'm trying to say, see, they were battling. But you got to go out into the world. You can't stay in your mother's womb. You understand? You got to come out into the world. So when you get to the world, you got to have somebody to catch you. You understand what I'm saying? Somebody got to catch you and guide you on the planet. So whose job is that? That's the father and the mother to guide you in this world. It ain't like it was in the beginning, where you didn't have the devil on the planet. Black man never know what it was to tell a lie. The black man didn't practice adultery, fornication. The black man and woman did not sin. You understand? The black man and the woman did not have abortions. The black man and the woman was at peace and love with one another. There weren't wars on the planet. You understand? We wasn't bombing, maiming, and murdering one another. We didn't hate self and kind at all. But we're in a different world now where the father, you got to set it up in the home where you can catch your seed. You fathers, you got to set it up where your woman's able to nurture your seed and bring him up and turn him over to Allah. You understand what I'm saying? We can't keep falling short. Every time we run into an obstacle, we run in the opposite way. We run into the bottle. We run into the crack. We run into the alcohol. And now y'all run into the white girl. You understand what I'm saying? The only reason she run to your ass is because she knows she can have power over you. Because she ain't got none over the white man. You understand what I'm saying? That's the only reason. That's it, black man. We got the best woman on the planet, but that's our challenge. That's our purpose, to build a whole new nation for ourselves now. Not for the white man. Take all that knowledge and talent and bring it back home and put it up under our roofs. It's our challenge to build university that's going to raise our children and take them into a new world. You understand? If you got a talented child that want to be a doctor, damn it, you should be in a position to set up a clinic. You understand what I'm saying? If we got children that's genius and help us do research and development, well, our children can stay amongst us, bring in a whole new world. We want a new world, man. I'm trying to tell you. We got to start thinking. That's why the black man got to get together, brother. Understand? Y'all get together and brag about how many billionaire white boys y'all know. You understand? Oh, I know billionaire this. Man, shut the hell up. Hell, I know Allah. Which one you want to know? Huh? I know Allah. I'm riding with the Mark D. Best I can. You understand what I'm saying? So the damn sure ain't riding with me. I got to ride with him. So we can bring about a complete change on the planet. But our children are the key. Actually, brother, you the big key, but your woman is the main key. Understand? If we can get our woman back right, and the way we do that, we got to get ourselves right. If we ain't getting ourselves right, because a lot of times the woman on her own, in a lot of cases, I see mother raising children, man. I see mother working, man, 12, 13, 14 hours, man. You understand? Working hard and shit. And no father around nowhere. He come around on a birthday or something. Or he come around when he think he slide in and get him a hit and go on back out or some old type of stuff like that. You know, so I commend the black woman in a lot of ways. But, you know, she can't be fully in charge because it takes that balance. You got to have that balance, especially with our young black males. They need the father in the home. And that young girl need the presence of a father to balance this situation out and keep teaching them morals and values. So the devil won't keep snatching up our children and destroying them. That's all he's doing. He's destroying them left and right. And we letting it happen because we're afraid to challenge the devil. We're afraid to challenge the devil. And I seen the brother over there, the African brother over in Italy, man. Well, the devil just choked him to death right on the sidewalk. And then nobody intervened. The brother fought for his life, but the devil was too strong. They just choked the brother. He had 2 children. Just choked him to death. And they said, well, damn, how could he be so cold? Well, I say, remember the battle of Adwa, when the Italians went to Ethiopia and tried to take their country. Remember the battle of Adwa. You understand? A devil's a devil. I don't give a damn what country he's from. He got to go, black people. But we got to kill that devil on the inside, and we got to elevate a woman back up because she been knocked down. This is what I'm talking about. I ain't really knocking and twerking. It look good to me in the house or something. You understand? But I don't leave a woman out there like that because the reason I'm saying this is this, black people. You don't see nobody else woman out there like that. You don't see nobody else woman being put on display, being other than ourselves. And I know the black woman is a divine woman. You understand? That's why I don't like it. She too good to be on display for the whole damn world, to use her and make mockery of her. But at the same time, they want to sleep with her. Everybody wants the black woman. You understand? And all you brothers want to be on there and patting the woman on the butt like you got some juice. You ain't got a bit of juice, brother. You the one that made her like that. You the one allow her to be like that. You the one that allow her to be misused and abused by this devil because we won't step up. We afraid of dying. You gonna die any damn way. You understand? So let's get back on the square. If we get on the square, our woman gonna come with us. Automatically. Why? Because she's spiritual. That's why she go to church. Because she's spiritual by nature. She second self of the creator himself. What the hell y'all talking about? You know, so that's all I really want to say on that matter. You know, Clint, we got anything you want to say? You want to close them out a little bit tonight? Because, you know, I learned one thing about our people here. You can talk till you blue in the face.
Right.
Some will, some won't. But I'm trying to talk to the ones that will get it so we can move forward because we want to take our planet back, man. And we're going to take it back. So the law is here to do it any damn way. Well, you want it or not, hell, I want it back. You understand? The most powerful element we have on the planet is the black family. If we pull that together and implement these things and some of the things that we brought out tonight, and for the black woman, Kalimah was telling you to go inside yourself and tap into your higher self, even in your relationship. See, we digress. When the man leave you, what you do? You teach the children against the father. You go savage. All you hearing about the nigga ain't no good. And deep in your heart, you still got that love for him, but hell, if I can't have him, shit, he ain't no good. Might not be in a lot of cases too. I got to say that as well. But we still got to go take it to a higher level. You understand what I'm saying? Because we on a mission. We all on a purpose. We all being tested by God himself. He gonna see, let me drop you in this mud. We gonna see how you gonna behave. Are you gonna reach down in yourself and pull that God up that you created in? Or you gonna swim in the mud with the devil? That's a test for us, brothers and sisters. And the black woman, you so special. You the most special being on this planet. You got something that ain't no woman got, but they all admire you. Every woman on the planet, the black woman. Y'all got something special. I mean, y'all be coming up with some stuff. How y'all come up with twerking? I'm just saying, how y'all figure that shit out? You understand? See, y'all got something in you that's different. You understand? That's really holy. You understand? But they put it on display and make it look like garbage. You understand? You're a special being. You understand? We need you back. Black man, we got to go get our woman. We got to go get our family. We got to go get our planet back. You understand? Devil got to go by any means necessary. A lot say he gonna kill it, but shit, I don't mind having it. I'm saying it like it is. I don't care about what I have to say. So, Clinton, what you want to say tonight? Close it out.
Honestly, Dad, I think you covered many points tonight. I think you covered it energetically and physically, spiritually, and tapped on many components I would just say that, just like that story of the two babies you just mentioned in the womb, and they have to come into reality. I feel like this reality is just another womb to get to God.
That's right.
That's all this reality is.
That's it.
And just like when the woman was producing the child in the womb, it was painful to produce that child. She had to go through many things. I went through many things to produce my children. I suffered.
Yes.
I suffered greatly. But in this world and in reality, I had to suffer again. But that suffering has brought me closer and closer to Allah. So I want people to know that the suffering is something that once you accept it and you know that suffering, it's almost it's ordained by Allah. Because this is just another womb. This is just another womb that we're in, trying to figure out how to grow ourselves so that we can birth heaven into our reality. Because we went through our mother's womb and now we in the physical reality to where it's like, now you get to choose God. Now you got stronger components. Now you get to, you in the water of life right now. You got to choose that life.
Choice.
You got to choose that life for yourself.
That's right.
And that's all this reality is choosing life, choosing to rebirth yourself over and over again, because I'm not afraid of death anymore. I don't look at death as though I'm dead, I'm gone. I'm like, I know that if I produce life into this world, then death is just a meeting with Allah. I'm just a martyr in this world. So I don't have nothing to be afraid of. I don't have nothing to fear. And so that means that I'm just trying to bring God into the forefront, to me, to the center of who I am. And that's all that is.
I look at life like this now. Energy can't die.
Right.
This form, this body, made of the earth, it decays. But that which functions, but on the inside, you can't kill that. You can't kill the mind, kill the brain. They say your brain dead. They ain't say your mind was dead.
Exactly.
Understand what I'm saying? But I'm going to say this and close this out. This is what I heard the minister say a little bit of this. Understand? He says, remember, and this is what we're trying to do tonight, bring a little light. He said, remember this, there is no revolution without the presence of light. Revolution means making a complete change until it gets back to what? Its beginning. Without light, there is no revolution. Listen. Revolution means I am Alpha and Omega until it's back to its beginning. It says if the earth rotates on its axis at the equator at 1,037 and 1/3 miles per hour, when the light of the sun strikes the earth at its equator. That's what makes the earth rotate on its axis at the equator. Is the light. The revolution of the planet takes place. That's why you said the sun and the atmosphere were different, because you were closer to the equator, where the light was striking the earth and making it rotate. A revolution, but it comes right back to where it was in the beginning. Mm-hmm. This is where we got to go, black people. We got to go back to where our beginning. Understand? So let that light shine on you a little bit tonight, black people. You know, because I always like sitting down clean, because we be chopping it up. We try to kind of prep it a little bit tonight with y'all, because y'all be sitting in front of y'all, but we really just be chopping it up. You know, on all that. We talk about everything in the family, you know, and, you know, you brothers and sisters have family meetings, sit down and y'all discuss, man, and talk with one another sometimes. Quit holding everything in and holding everything against yourselves, because if you're holding against your mate, you're holding against yourself as well. Let's figure out how to work it out, and that's how to bring in real culture, not this deaf culture. Let's teach life in the home. Teach life. Teach life, not death, in the homes, black people. Be that light. All right, so I appreciate you all that is in here tonight. I pray you all are able to take something from this conversation tonight. And do the best you can to use it, because, you know, like I tell my family, the Muhammad family, and there's more than one Muhammad family on the planet, but I lump us all together. We're here to do a job. We're here to serve Allah and bring about change because we're supposed to be the one to guide the people who have the knowledge of self. So we have to teach our people the best we can. And I pray to Allah, I pray to Allah for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. I need His wisdom, His knowledge, and all understanding so I can give it to someone else. When I say black men, y'all rotate on this. Y'all figure out how we can come together and have a strategy meeting, brothers. And it won't be no dancing at this one. It'll be all business. And when you come out of there, we have formulated some type of strategy where we can start moving forward and making progress and dealing with these problems that we facing every day, but we have not tried to come up with a true solution. Man, that's in us. We can do this. We can do this, black men. I'm telling you, the solution is on the black man. You understand? And our helpmate, we got the best one, is our woman. She gonna be right there helping us all the damn way. She waiting on us, brother. So, as it came before you, I'm gonna leave you with divine greeting words of peace and assalamu alaikum. I say, Muhammad's got the devil on the run. That's right. Run, devil, run. Up, 2, 3, 4. Allahu Akbar. Good night, black people. Stay safe, stay strong, stay black, and stay confident. It's our turn now, whether you want to believe it or not. We're taking this planet back. Allah is here to do the job. All we got to do is bear witness. That's it. So I'm going to leave you tonight. Good night. Assalamu alaikum. Oh, man. Let me see. Yeah.